Hi, I'm Lisa.
And I'm Kent, and we're Living Light RV.
We are grabbing life by the tail. Guys, sometimes life is just frustrating.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Actually, sometimes it is. Today we want to share with you 6 tips on how to live in a tiny space with your spouse without going crazy. This should be fun.
Hey guys, since we got the motorhome, this door handle on the bathroom has been a little bit of a bone of contention. By design, it's not that effective. The workings inside work their way out, and as many times as I've taken it apart, put it back together, improved it a little bit so it would hold together a little bit, it still is not great and needs to still be replaced. So fix it, get it done.
Exactly. And for some reason, whenever I go to use the bathroom doorknob and it's not working, it's his fault. Like, I get so mad at him. I'm like, oh, the doorknob's not working. Kent. Which really isn't fair. It's just the way things are right now. Tip number 1 is keep things in good repair, because it will just make life go so much more smoothly. You don't have to get angry with each other because something isn't working.
Lisa, where is the charge cord for the GPS?
This Instant Pot out of the bottom shelf, it's like totally stuck on stock. I take it apart. So frustrating.
Lisa, have you seen the tripod for the camera? Lisa, where's the charge cord for the phone?
Honey, it is in the box where it always is. Okay, so one way to avoid tension between two people in a tiny space is to have a place for everything and everything in its place. A while ago, we had the Instant Pot at the bottom shelf, and every time I would pull it out, it would grab on stuff and get caught and stuck, and it was driving me crazy. As soon as I put the Instant Pot on the top shelf of the lower cupboard, you know what? Life just goes a lot smoother. And it seems like nothing, but when you add up all those tiny little moments of aggravation in a day or in a week, it can really create tension in your own life, which will then transfer to your partner that you're living with in the tiny space. So I'm thinking, you know what? Just keep things organized. It makes things run a lot smoother. You know, when Kent says, hey, where's the such and such? I know exactly where it is. And eventually he'll learn where it is too, so that he doesn't have to keep asking me. A place for everything and everything in its place.
Lisa, the shower has water in it.
Seriously, what do you want me to do about it?
Pull the gray tank valve.
I told you to do that yesterday. Why are you waiting? You should do the chores ahead of time. Come on. Fine.
Take care of those chores ahead of time. Don't wait for the panic moment of saying, it has to get done right now.
Totally. There are so many panic moments you can avoid just by planning ahead and getting things done when they should get done. Like
pulling the gray tank.
Pulling the gray tank valve.
Instead of it saying, oh, it's bubbling up in the shower. No!
I'm in the middle of dishes and I need you to pull the gray tank and it's dark outside or whatever. Just get it done regularly so you don't have to wait till that panic moment hits. Or putting toilet paper on the shopping list before you run out.
That's right.
Oh, the awning.
Yeah, we got up at about 2 a.m. and put the awning back up against the rig because the air was grabbing it and it was making all kinds of noises, and we knew that leaving it would have a CR View 2017 moment. So we just put the awning away. But it was 2 in the morning.
Which would have made more sense for us to do that before we went to bed. Sometimes those moments can't be avoided, and that's fine. You just deal with them as they come. But if we had checked the weather, or if we knew it was going to be a windy, stormy night, putting the awning away before you have your pajamas on is a little more convenient than waiting till 2 in the morning.
That's right. Seriously. Come on, Lisa!
Tip number 4.
Hey, when you're having a great day and you need to, a great day, meaning things are falling apart, things have to be dealt with, you have to take care of yourself and other people. It's just so... Okay, always make sure that you're not, number one, hungry.
Well, okay, first of all, the tip number 4 is to communicate.
Yes.
And to communicate clearly. That's awesome. I'm going to stumble on that word. Communicate clearly with each other. That means using words. And when Ken gets tired and he's stressed out and he is like just at the end of his rope, he loses all words. There's no vocabulary left in his brain. That frustrates me beyond all measure. So we have to really try hard to make sure that he has words. And how do we make sure that you have words, Ken?
Well, pause for a little moment and make sure and you ask yourself a few different questions. Number one, am I or are we hungry?
Yep.
Am I or are we too tired?
Are we in pain? Sometimes our back hurts or our knees or whatever, or have a headache, and that can make things harder. And of course, do we actually just need coffee?
Yeah, and it probably is. Any of those might actually solve the majority of the problem, which means communication flows.
Yeah, exactly. So that's something we've definitely learned. And in a small space, it seems to be even more important because there's just more that needs to be communicated on a regular basis. Okay, along with communication, you need to tell each other what your expectations are for the day, for the next week, and also your roles. You know, some things, Kent and I were talking the other day about driving Bessie, and I like driving Bessie, but it tends to just naturally be that Kent drives more often.
Yeah.
So
all the time.
If I want to drive, I have to say, hey, can I drive?
Yeah.
I can't just assume that he's just going to offer for me to drive. The assumption is that he'll drive. Anything different than that needs to be communicated. You know, same with sweeping the floor. Usually I'm the one who sweeps the floor because it bothers me more than it bothers him to have a dirty floor. But if we're busy and I'm busy making supper, I can quickly just say, hey, hon, can you please sweep the floor? And he does, no problem. So communicating your expectations is a big deal.
Yes.
You want to add anything?
All right, let's go. Come on.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, hang on a second. Hang on. I'm just going to grab the camera. Is the battery charged? Like, when was the last time we got this charged?
What are you doing? Yeah, bring the camera. Let's go. Come on. Let's go.
Yeah, I know. What's your hurry? Listen, I just want to take some good pictures on this hike. Why are you in such a hurry anyway? What is your goal?
When you are going to do anything in life, if I have a goal and I want to accomplish that goal and she doesn't know what that goal is, how do you think we can get there together?
Yeah, I think from a short-term perspective, like we just talked about the hiking thing, Kent's goal is to get to the top of the mountain. My goal is to take a bunch of pictures and to take our time. Well, that's going to be conflicting goals. We're going to be frustrated on that walk. Whereas if we can communicate a little bit and say, okay, we're going to get to the top of the mountain, but we're going to take our time getting there because we're going to stop a bunch and take pictures. Yeah. Now we're on the same page. We're both accomplishing our individual goals, but we're on the same page. And I think even more importantly, as a long-term situation, when you're living tiny and you're in an RV or you're in a tiny house, having the same goal overall is going to be crucial for getting along with each other.
We have talked to a lot of couples, and they will say, yeah, my husband wanted to do that full-time RVing thing for a number of years and finally we're doing it. Or the other person will say, yeah, my wife, she came along and for about the first year and then now she doesn't want to do this anymore. And so it's a mix of goals that aren't going to accomplish satisfaction.
Yeah, so we were talking about that. We thought, well, how do you fix that? If one person has, you know, a long-range RV goal and the other person doesn't want to do it at all, how do you make that mesh together so that you can be on the same page? And it really boils down to thinking of the other person and putting the other person's priority and their goal as more of a priority than your own. Let's say somebody says, I want to do RV life for the rest of my life. And their spouse says, I don't want to do it at all. Well, maybe put a time limit on it. Say 2 years or 1 year. We're going to do this for 2 years. You know,
put together 4 destinations that the both of you can agree on, that we will full-time RV and we'll get at least these 4 things done.
Right, and so then the person who loves RVing can say, okay, well, at least I know I'm going to do this for 2 years. And then we don't know what's going to happen after that. So I think what's important here is to just realize that it's give and take.
Yeah.
Right? So I want to give to Kent so that we can have the same goal. He wants to give to me so that we can have the same goal and we're on the same page. That is going to solve a lot of potential craziness in your tiny living life.
Yes.
To have the same goals. Okay, tip number 6 is brought to you by Garrett and Carolyn of
Diary of a Family.
This is awesome. Thanks, guys.
Hey, Garrett. I was thinking, would you like turkey for dinner, or maybe we could have hamburgers?
Mm-hmm.
Which would you rather have? I know you really like hamburgers. Are you even listening to me?
What? All right, so when we pull into our campsite, what I'll need you to do is head. Hey, are you listening? Hello?
Huh? What?
Can you unplug for a second so we can talk about something?
Oh, yeah, sure. Hi, I'm Carolyn.
And I'm Garrett.
And we're Diary of a Family.
But we're intentionally living life, and we are here to bring you
tip number 6. Unplugging is key for communication.
Yes. Put down the electronic device.
Okay, I just gotta like quickly close the curtain and it's all jammed up. That kind of stuff annoys me. I don't even know if I can
Unjumble it? In my life, I need some margin so that when the dip or the annoyance happens, I'm not at the edge. So I'm not at a short fuse. I can roll with it. I can say, it's okay. We'll go with this. It interrupted our plans a little bit, but we'll be fine. And one way I do that is I have some alone time. I go for a hike. I head up early in the morning. Lisa's still sleeping. And I get that time of exercise, of just living some life and coming back refreshed. Other ways of having that margin is getting a little bit more sleep, making sure you're up on your nutrition, making sure that you have goals set for the next year. But margin will allow you to easily take on the stresses of life that naturally come. One of the margins that Lisa needs to have in her alone time is staying up later at night. So she'll nail off a bunch of projects at night because she'll stay up till sometimes 1 in the morning. So when we renovated this RV, that chewed up a lot of our margin. We got to the point of exhaustion and we used up our resources personally and we had to recover. And a couple weeks ago, our daughter came to visit with us and ran us off our feet. Thousands of steps per day were entered into our normal routine to become abnormal, and we had to recover from that too. All these things are great things, but you need to recover once you've eaten up some of that margin and bring some of that margin back into your life. Guys, this is our best tips on how to not drive your significant other crazy.
Or yourself.
Or yourself. Yeah, that's true. So take some time, put some effort into it. Do a little bit extra.
Totally. So we hope this helped you guys. If you are thinking about doing an RV lifestyle or living in a tiny house or anything small like that,
yeah,
this should be pretty helpful.
I met a couple. Lisa and I were thinking about RVing full time, and we thought that'd be crazy. And I met a couple that said, "Oh, we've been RVing full time, living in our RV for 18 years." And I said, "What advice would you give somebody who is maybe going to do that?" And they said, "Make sure you like each other."
Exactly. So that would be like our bonus tip on this video. Make sure you like each other if you're going to live in a tiny space. Anyway, you guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it's helpful for you. And if you liked it, give it a big thumbs up. And if you haven't done so already, please hit that subscribe button below. We totally appreciate this YouTube community. And leave in the comments below your best tip for living tiny. Thanks so much, you guys, and have a great week. See you next Thursday. P.S. This painting behind us was done by our daughter, and it is actually for sale. So if you want to buy this painting, go ahead and send us a message or email. You can email us at hello@livinglightrv.com, and we'll give you all the specs on it. Thanks. Actually, we have a little tale to tell you. About a couple years ago, Kent was, we were at it.
Oh no, that's not the 10-second version.
Okay, here we go. Okay, here's a tale to tell you, and Kent's gonna tell it. Go ahead.